People, what up? Welcome back, man. We back here with a new season of Marvel Snap. It's a lot of changes to talk about today. So y'all, man, y'all grab a snack. We gonna be here for a while, y'all. We gonna be here for a while. Now, there's a lot of cool changes, right? I'm really only gonna be talking about the cards today. So let's go ahead, man. Let's dive straight into it. Let's read the cards. I'm gonna read the descriptions like I always do, and then yeah, just give you guys some input. So yeah, man, y'all grab a snack. Let me know what y'all grabbed in the comments, man. And let's get straight into it. So let me make it a little bit bigger for y'all. All right, bet. So, man, bro, look at these first five. They killed. All right, man. So America Chavez went from 6'9", we knew what she did before, to her new ability, new power, right? So she's 2 cost 3 power, and her ability is on reveal. The top card of your deck gets +2 power. We're going to talk about her. This is a nightmare. They killed America, bro. I'm from the United States, bro. Come on, man. They done killed America. Alive. Let's see what they say. His new ability. On reveal, destroy all unrevealed enemy cards here, and they changed him from 6'3" to 6'2". Killed him. Luke Cage went from 2'2" to 2'3", so we got a little power buff. So y'all might be fooled, but read his new ability. Your cards here can't have their power reduced. Killed Luke Cage. Shadow King. They lowered his power. Oh, all they did was lower his power. Man, we don't really care about Shadow King like that. Next, Elsa Bloodstone. After you play a card that fills this location, give it +2 power. Killed Elsa. They already killed her once. She dead twice. But all right, now, so finally, they killed these 5 cards. Let's read the buffs. Kitty Pryde. They gave her 1/1 power back. She used to be 1/2, but since they toned down Elsa, they might as well give her a little bit of something. I feel it. Ebony Blade. I like this change, right? So they just gave the actual blade an ability. So now it can be destroyed and its power can't be reduced. This is cool. We're going to talk about it a little bit more, but just to throw something out right now. A little cool combo you might be able to run is like a spectrum on one of your discard decks, right? We're gonna talk about it a little later, but I like that little change they added, right? Ravonna, they gave her 2 more power, kept her ability the same. I think she's gonna see a lot more use this season, right? We're gonna talk about it. Don't worry, y'all, we're gonna talk about it. Keep chilling with your snacks. We gotta read them all first. Mind Stone. So it used to be draw 2 stones from your deck. Now it's draw 2 1-cost cards. So these can still be stones, but these can also be, Ant-Man or whatever you might be running on the Thanos deck, right? So this is not really a buff. I like that yellow arrow. So it's kind of it's just kind of a change, right? It's not really good or bad. It's just different, right? Next we got Spider-Man. His new ability says move to another location and pull an enemy card from here to there. Only affects revealed cards. That is a slight nerf. That's a slight nerf. We're going to talk about it. Stegron. His only affects revealed cards now as well, but they did give him a little extra power, right? So now he's 4/6. Juggernaut. His ability was, if your opponent play here, move them randomly. Move all enemy cards played here this turn. So it looks like they just kind of changed the text. So I mean, that's just like kind of like what they did with the you know what? Let's just keep going, man. Let's just keep going before I lose my train of thought. Arrow, they gave her a little bit more power, but it's a red arrow, so move the last enemy card played anywhere to this location. So it just kind of seems like a text change, but they did buff her a little bit. I don't know why this is red. And then lastly, right, we got Phoenix Force. So they just added bug fix. All copies can move now. So if you get your Phoenix with your multiple man combo off, just snap immediately, bro. Just snap immediately, man. So yeah, man, those are all the changes to the cards, right? I'm gonna leave the link to this specific website in the description, just in case y'all want to read a little bit more on the other changes. Obviously these are on the Marvel Snap game, but I'm still leave a link for you guys. But yeah, man, let's get straight into this patch, bro. Let's talk about America first. All right, so we read our change. Let's go ahead and read the reasoning as to why did they decide to kill her, man? Why did they decide to kill her? Okay, so let's see. We know that America Chavez, I don't really know how to say it, has been a beloved card to many, dating back to the beta, and this rework is a major change. However, the previous functionality for America Chavez was troubling, and we're changing it in the interest of better aligning with our philosophy for the game and the kinds of things we want to be strong, interesting, and healthy for deck building. Word, I see it. Philosophy. America Chavez, is it y'all let me know in the comments what it is. Is it Chavez or Chavez? I'm gonna just say Chavez for this video. Please let me know, bro. I don't want to be ignorant about this. Philosophy. America Chavez doesn't behave the way we want cards to. She most often isn't played or isn't even used for fun synergies, just for percentage increase on drawing other cards, making an 11 card deck, right? That's not to say no use met our standard. The Dracula decks were cool. Okay. We respect that many players enjoy the concept of deck thinning or fixing draws, but it's dangerous to metagame health that America Chavez does this too freely for too many decks. In fact, she's the most popular card in the game on a given week, but most of the time that means she's pushing the 12th most interesting card for a deck out of it. Okay, I see it. We're sure some players worry that their decks won't work without America Chavez. Put simply, this is very unlikely deck thinning, while strong is often overestimated. Plus, she made a lot of your opponent's decks more consistent too. However, if a deck is meaningfully weakened, this change also frees us up to buff them or aim more designs at specific archetypes. Okay, so I like the reasoning they gave, right? While this change adds a little bit more randomness to the game, it makes it more fun in the grand scheme of things, right? You're not, like they said, you're not playing with 11 cards, right? Now you're actually making a full deck, and they can fully evaluate each of the cards, each of the decks based on, looking at specific cards that they want to change, and they don't have to worry about America being thrown into the deck, just for free, just so you can work with your 11. I like that. It's unfortunate, right? It's unfortunate that they nerfed her, but let's talk about what she can do now. So on reveal, the top card of your deck gets +2 power, right? So I instantly think of something like you being able to actually use a card like Howard now, right? You can actually use something like Howard with America. You can throw that new card, Sebastian Shaw. We're gonna make a video on him tomorrow. You can make a new Sebastian Shaw deck with America Chavez on it, right? You can who else can you use? Black Panther, right? So it just opens her up to make a more to create a new style of deck, right? So we're gonna see how this new change does for her, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think of America, bro. RIP to her, but she might not be dead, man. She might not be dead. So let's go to Big Alioth up next. So on reveal, destroy all unrevealed enemy cards here, man. They said this card is too scrubby. Let's tone them completely down. And I like it. You know why I like it? Because I never pulled Alioth, so I never got to scrub people out with him. Y'all let me know what y'all think, bro. But let's see the developer note too. Alioth has enjoyed an interesting position in Snap as a card with an acceptable win rate and cube rate, but a bad reputation. We monitored the latter alongside performance, as we expected time and experience would help. However, he's becoming more commonplace and remain frustrating, so we're taking action. This changes Alioth from a catch-all in-game threat that's especially good when revealing first to absolutely requiring it. And I like that, man. Make the game as skilled as you can, bro. Take all these scrubby strategies out, man. A lot of y'all gonna be mad that they killed your card. I know a lot of y'all were spamming this card. Now you gotta start thinking, man. But I like this change. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Let's move on to Luke Cage, bro. All right, let's see it. So Luke Cage. When Luke Cage debuted, cards that reduced power weren't popular. Scorpion was more played than any of the other options. We've since added more and made balance adjustments, thus Luke Cage effect is much stronger. We've also seen him in good decks combining multiple low-cost tech cards to turn off a variety of enemy routes to victory. We reevaluated this kind of impact low-cost cards should have, and ultimately don't feel it's healthy for them to shut off multiple higher-cost investments regardless of their location. In the future, we'll more often localize abilities like this one. We're also aware of that Luke's prominence affected other balancing and that some power reducing cards may become way too strong without Luke Cage to rein them in. We'll be monitoring them closely, and y'all need to, bro, because what this does is this makes High Evolutionary, which is already a good deck in any season, even better, bro. The main reason people use Luke Cage is to counter that, you know what I mean? And sometimes use it alongside like Hazmat so you get your cheese off, right? But yeah, man, y'all got to touch up High Evolutionary as well. I feel like he's more balanced though, because what he just seems like to me is like an armor now, right? Just affect that one lane, and armor is already pretty good. Obviously, like power reduction as an ability isn't as, you know, it isn't as, let's say, important as preventing destroying, because destroy literally stops so many different styles of decks. But you know what I mean, they're gonna have to do something about High Evolutionary, or you know, this change is just gonna be so sad to see, bro. Y'all let me know what y'all think of Luke Cage. Obviously you can run them on like Cerebro 3 and stuff like that now, but yeah, man, they still killed him. It's kind of sad, but you know, we gotta accept it, right? We gotta accept it. Y'all let me know what y'all think. So Shadow King. So I'm curious to see why they changed him. Let's read it. One of the cards benefiting the most from Luke Cage's change will be Shadow King. When we last buffed him from 3/3 to 2/3, we thought that might be too aggressive, but wanted to be sure that he became a meaningful card against powerful decks like Shuri. We're glad that we took the chance. It seemed strong, but the metagame also had a lot of power buffs flying around. However, just facing a lot less loot and avoiding Luke's location is probably worth a power, so we're deducting it. I also agree with that because, you know, they got the new season pass card, Sebastian Shaw, so you're gonna be seeing a lot of Iron Hearts probably. You know, you're gonna be seeing a lot of Forges to boost that Shaw up, as well as Shuri's like they already mentioned. So I think he's in a good spot, right? You're definitely gonna be seeing a lot more of him this season than any time before, just because of Luke Cage. They killed him, and then, you know, the new cards, right? The new strategies. So I like it, man. Let's see how Shadow King is working out though. Let's see if he's really that guy, or is he just still, you know, still a card that you just throw on for swag, right? We gonna see though. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Elsa Bloodstone up next. Let's see what they got to say about Mrs. Bloodstone. There are two major changes here, one to how Elsa is triggered and another one to where. We previously placed Elsa in the same timing window as Shuri because we thought it would pair better with some lesser played cards. However, we saw early after her release that most players found this confusing when the location was filled via on reveal or after trigger, so we're changing her timing to use the after window like Angela and lineup expectation. Similar to the philosophical decision for Luke Cage, we've also decided Elsa's multi-location buff was an element of her strength as a 2-cost that we didn't want. The new timing is a buff, and her strength was mostly focused on a single location, but we didn't want to accidentally over nerf her, so we're adding power for compensation. Word. So yeah, man, same way how, you know, a lot of scrubs were using Alioth, bro. A lot of scrubs were using that Elsa Bloodstone bounce cheese. Now y'all gotta think, man, because even though you're still gonna be able to pull off, your Shuri, not your Shuri, Angela, your Angela Kitty combos with your, boosting her with Elsa, right? That's only gonna work for one lane. Now you gotta start, you gotta start actually thinking. My bad, I hit the mic. You gotta start actually thinking. You feel me? And that's good, bro. It seems like they don't want any cards that are like too overly centralized in the meta, right? I like it, man. I like it. Y'all let me know what y'all think as well. Kitty, they gave her a power back, right? This should be real quick. Combination of Elsa change, Luke Cage change, Muddy Water. Yeah, so they just gave her a power back because they nerfed Elsa. Nothing really to see. We already know what she does, and some of us like her, some of us don't, right? Let's read up on a more interesting card, the Black Knight, the Ebony Blade. Let's read them. Black Knight released as a little weaker than we aimed, though this card seemed pretty fun. We played around with a lot of proactive abilities for the Ebony Blade and playtesting because we liked the idea of making the sword itself mighty but nothing clicked. However, we also didn't have 2-3 Shadow King while testing it, because that was an OTA balance change made after we finalized the season. Shadow King being a lot more popular was bad for the Ebony Blade, so we're hitting both goals with one change by bolstering the blade against its primary predators, which is, very smart and thoughtful of them. And I just kind of want to touch on what I was saying a little bit earlier, right? So you're now able to potentially run him on an ongoing deck with like Spectrum or something like that. So you could kind of run like a cool hybrid of a discard plus ongoing, which is pretty cool, man. Which is pretty cool. I hope we do see him a little bit more. I know he's a Series 5, so not a lot of people have him, including myself. But if I get my hands on this card, bro, y'all already know you getting the video. Y'all already know. But yeah, man, I like this change. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Shouts out to the Black Knight, bro. Let's go to the next card, which is Miss Ravonna. Miss Ravonna. Our internal playtesting evaluations for Ravonna clearly missed low, as she failed to find a secure home in the metagame. We likely underestimated the amount of splash damage she'd take from Miss Marvel, creating more incentive to counter ongoing effects. We like to push her strength to the limits and see what she could really do. In addition to being a lot more efficient, moving her to 3 power also opens up the possibility for her to supercharge one of the Cerebro decks, and that's an archetype we generally enjoy helping out. Yeah, man, I feel like Cerebro is always fun and cool to use. It has a lot of weaknesses, right? Literally, if your cards get their power boosted, you're not able to get your strategy off, right? So I do like the Cerebro 3 with Ravonna. So you get your cheap Mystique, your cheap Cerebro, your cheap Iron Man, right? It's cool, bro. And I would be interested to see this card actually played, right? I used her actually when she was 3/3, but since that change, she just kind of sucks, right? But yeah, man, y'all let me know what you guys think of Ravonna. Let's go next to this Mind Stone. So let's see why they changed it. Bet no one claims called it on this one, right? It is kind of random. Some design ideas we played around in for future effects involve granting a player a random Infinity Stone, which is really fun unless you got the Mind Stone. While we like a bit of high variance every now and then, this frustration was worth solving. We're making this change ahead of the effect in order to see if/how it affects Thanos decks. I don't really think it will affect Thanos decks negatively, unless you're running like the Khazar one. In that case, you're gonna have a lot of different 1-cost cards other than the stones, right? But you're still gonna be able to run your Thanos ongoing, your Thanos destroy, right? And I don't really think this is a nerf. I also like that, bro. They're seeing how they might add a location where you get a cool little stone for free. The Mind Stone will actually be useful in that case. And yeah, man, I like this change. I don't think it's bad at all. Y'all let me know what y'all think of it. So lastly, we got these move cards, right? So Spider-Man, we don't really have to read up on Spider-Man because they literally just changed his text, right? Or actually, no. It only works for revealed card. Oh, we probably got to read this, right? One of the default rules is that unrevealed cards are generally immune to being destroyed, bounced, or referenced for effects they're not considered to have been played. This wasn't true for movement effects, however. Initially, we decided to go that way on newer content because the two most prominent mover cards at the time, Arrow and Juggernaut, both necessitated moving unrevealed cards for their effect. We've seen this inconsistently causing more confusion than we feel is worth, so we're standardizing move to only affect revealed cards by default. Okay, so this nerfs the move archetype, right? I already thought the move archetype was pretty lackluster, right? So now it sucks even more, man. And that's kind of sad, right? Because Spider-Man, you're not gonna be able to. You have to not have priority for these cards to work properly now, and that's not good. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, that's not good, man. Yeah, so Spider-Man low-key got nerfed a little bit. Stegron, they gave him a little bit power, but yeah, man, like that change, it kind of sucks. But Juggernaut affects unrevealed cards. So why nerf Spider-Man and Stegron, who are already less used than Juggernaut? You know what I mean? It doesn't really make sense. Let me read what they said on Stegron, right? Let me read what they said. Stegron's been out for a while now, and he's had the occasional weaker performance now and then. Overall, however, he's remained fairly stagnant on the both play and win rate. One of the things we believe we underestimated with Stegron was the frequency which, with the effect, could be negative, randomly tossing cards to hard to reach locations. Yeah. What about Juggernaut? Like, I don't get it, man. I don't get it at all. You know what I mean? Juggernaut, he's literally better now. Or no, he's the same. They just changed his text, but he still does the same thing where these two do a worse job of what they used to do, right? So we don't even really need to read up on Juggernaut. I mean, the Green Goblin, but nobody's really playing. That's such a specific scenario. It's not even a nerf, right? It's really not. So, the last two are going to be Phoenix Force and Arrow, right? So let's read up on Arrow, man. Okay, so not so for Arrow. She's been reworked more substantially. Arrow is joining most other move cards. It will no longer affect anything unrevealed. That's bad. That's terrible, bruh. However, to accommodate that change, we've lifted Arrow's restriction to target the last card your opponent played, regardless of what turn it played on. This effect is fairly different, and it played out like a bit of a nerf for us. Yeah, so we're compensating Arrow with an additional point of power that still keeps her under Shang-Chi's new radar. Keep in mind that the same way Taskmaster won't copy the power of a missing card, Arrow won't move one. So it seems like there's a lot of coding and bugs that happen with the move cards, which is why they low-key had to nerf most of them. And it sucks. It sucks, bro. This one extra power is cool, but you're not gonna be able to play her on turn 5. If you have priority, you have to play her on turn 6, right? And who is she most often played with? Heimdall, what's his name? Magneto. You know what I mean? So I don't like it, bro. I don't like it. Just give her old ability back, man. What y'all doing, bro? Y'all let me know what y'all think of this Arrow change, man. We got one card left. It's gonna be Phoenix Force, right? So they have a lot of text for Phoenix Force. I'm not going to be reading all this text. We're gonna be reading this little thing right here. We usually call out our bug fixes at the bottom of the patch notes, but we're doubling up on this one because it's fairly impactful to gameplay. When you make a copy of a merge card with Phoenix Force, now, such as when you play Phoenix Force to Sinister London and revive a multiple man, you'll be able to move the original copy, the original, and the copy. That's great. That's great. So that's gonna be the end for the changes, man. It's a lot of crazy things going on with this game right now, bro. I'm excited to play for this season. Y'all let me know what y'all think of all these changes. Which one's your favorite? Which one did you hate? Which one didn't you understand, man? I don't understand these move changes, bro. I mean, I get it from the perspective of making the game not buggy, you know, and clearing up confusion. But, you know, you're just making the weakest archetype in the game even weaker, right? I understand all these changes. I agree with them. I like some of them. I dislike some of them. It is what it is, man. Hope y'all enjoyed this video, though. As always, man, if y'all still sticking around, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000 subs. We will reach that goal. You know what I mean? And I appreciate you guys for always watching, commenting, and you know, subbing, giving me your time of day, bro. Appreciate you guys. More content coming. You know, we do this every single day, man. We're gonna be playing with Sebastian Shaw tomorrow, and that's gonna be the end for this video. I'll see y'all next time.